Sorry, y'all. We were having a real moment. We were talking about real life stuff other
Yes.
than the world of pro wrestling. But now we're locked in for wrestling talk. Clank, clank. It's time to get into a little pro wrestling. To preview tonight's show, we're going to be talking about the most important thing in all of world wrestling entertainment, the Bloodline. Waka, waka, waka. Then, I feel like we've been talking about this since the day this podcast started. The Bloodline again.
I think so.
We're going to talk a little AEW news, WWE news, and we're going to preview AEW Full Gear. With that being said, man, we'll get into some other things too. We'll be talking. Like I said, we got a special coming up this Thursday, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. You're going to want to be there. Sean will go down what we're going to talk about here in 1 second, but I got to let him hit his famous catch line.
Yeah, man, we can't prolong it, man. We talking about kids and life and families and wives and fiancés. Conrad, my brother, drop that thing.
I see the poll in the chat. I put who's excited for Raw to go to Netflix, and it's 62-38. 62 say yes, 38. I don't know. Not feeling it, I guess.
A lot of people low-key hoping for the return of the Attitude Era Plus.
We'll talk about it. Because I got some thoughts. Before we get into all of the wrestling shebang, Sean, plug Thursday, please.
Real excited about this coming Thursday, y'all. Only reason we're not doing it the Thursday before the pay-per-view is because the Thursday before the pay-per-view is the Thursday before the pay-per-view, Survivor Series is Thanksgiving. So we're bringing it to you a little bit early. Plus, we have some added giveaways for you guys. We have a little contest going on that's going to be dropped tomorrow. So, that being said, this coming Thursday on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel, it'll be a special edition of Clash of the Podcast featuring Conrad, myself, and the final boss, Crystal. She will be in the building as well as we discuss Survivor Series and pretty much all things Bloodline related. We're going to go a little bit more further detail tonight, but also we're going to dig into it on this coming Thursday as well. So, with that being said, Thursday night, 8:35 Eastern Standard Time, on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel, Conrad, Sean, Crystal will be bringing you our Survivor Series preview with a special contest for whoever is tuned in. Make sure you click on subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you Thursday night.
Yes, sir. And I want to get your quick thoughts on this. I know we had the fight of, well, I don't know what they were calling this, fight of the century, the Netflix fight, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Quick thoughts on that before we get into our wrestling talk, sir.
Mike Tyson looked ready before the fight happened. The vignettes and videos of Mike Tyson warming up look solid, right? At the end of the day, thank you, Ray. I see you, Ray. That's very nice of you. And at the end of the day, do I think it was a fix? I do not think it was a fix. I will not go that far. I've heard that rumor going around. I think when the bell rang, we saw and were reminded that Mike Tyson is 58 years old. He's one of the greatest of all time, one of the greatest to ever do it in the boxing ring. We got excited as a boxing community about what we saw on the videos of him training. But even though Jake Paul, Conrad, and chat will never be able to come close to what Mike Tyson was, Jake Paul at 27 versus Mike Tyson at 58, I think we saw what we probably should have anticipated, but probably psyched ourselves into something different and then got brought back to reality.
Facts. I did see a call out for him today, and they're waiting to see if he'll answer. He started talking about, well, I'm the fourth highest, biggest box office. Yeah, so is that a yes or a no to the fight? You didn't answer me. I was like, exactly. There we go.
I will say this, though, Conrad, and I'm going on record right here and now. And by the way, no problem saying I was wrong about Tyson winning the fight. I predicted. Ray Thompson made reference to my preview show. Thank you so much. Conrad was a guest on Hubbonomics for that. But listen, real quick, 2 seconds or less, just want to say Jake Paul beat a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Jake Paul has called out Canelo Alvarez. I'm telling you something right here and now. I may have been wrong about Tyson, but I will not be wrong about Canelo. If Jake Paul boxes Saul Canelo Alvarez, the Jake Paul project will be over.
Big shout out to Sean, man. Make sure you're checking out his channel when there's a big boxing match up there. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly is where you're going to want to be. And if you don't know where to go, it's in the description. It's in the chat. Come on now. Y'all should know.
Appreciate that.
Clown in the house says, afternoon, everyone. I already know this show is going to be more exciting than the fight, so fingers crossed, no buffering on the stream.
Touche.
Got to get it. Listen, they get another practice run before WWE gets on there. You got the football games this Christmas.
Right, football on Christmas. That's right.
So, Doug says, another Monday, another clash. I'm here to say a few things. One, happy birthday to the wise man, Damon McKinney. McKinney, happy birthday, bro.
Getting myself prepared. Happy birthday, McKinney. And for my boy, Doug.
Teach him how to Dougie.
Hey.
And he said, 2, I'll not be here when your live stream as the interns have wrestling practice. And I might miss live clashes for a while. Finally, number 3, teach me. All good, Doug. Even if you listen on the replay, man, leave your comments, man. I always like to hear what you have to say.
Absolutely, Doug. Family first. We appreciate you. The only Vinny that we like. He says, happy Monday, fellas. God bless y'all as always. God bless you too, Vinny. And he also says Steelers own Lamar and the Ravens. Haha. Might have their number.
Listen, give it up to Tomlin. Great coach, bro. Great coach. Always holds it down.
We might have another team that has somebody's number too. I mean, team up in upstate New York that just knocked off the undefeated 2-time defending champs. SGW's in the building. He says, good evening, all. Can't wait for Clash. We can't wait for you to be here, brother. Thank you.
Quill says, what up, Conrad, Sean, chat? Your boy Sir Quills is back again to enjoy my 2 favorite bros, CJ and Hubs, for episode 116 of the best wrestling podcast out today, Clash of the By God podcast. He also continues and says, my Bills got the big dub over the Chiefs to end my weekend on a good note. Now I get to see and hear Conrad and Sean start the week on a good note going into Full Gear weekend.
Quilly, we appreciate you, man. And if and when, I'm going to say when I get out to Buffalo to visit my brother Conrad, I will be sure to let you know when I'm on the way so you can at least be around, man. I want to shake your hand, brother.
Deanna says, Quills, I'm so glad those Bills won. My Bengals, nah, your Bengals messed me up in fantasy. I'm tired of them. They made me mad. I don't know if my defense forgot the game was on the line or the offense forgot to protect my QB. My Bengals are the cardiac cats. And she also gives us a hello. Hello, Deanna.
Deanna, we appreciate you. M. Leezy Fo Sheezy. He says, by the way, I promise that I will continue to say his name. So M. Leezy for Sheezy is Matt Lopez. We appreciate you, man. He says, hello, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone had a blessed weekend. And let's kick the week off right with the 2 aces of our pro wrestling community. Thank you, M. Leezy. And he continues by saying, how about that Tyson versus Paul fight? Oh, they better have stuff together by January. You are 100%. They better have it put together by December. But I know January is the wrestling part. But like Conrad said, that NFL is going to be a little bit more of a test run because WWE is probably making a phone call like, we can't have that when January 6th rolls around.
Yeah, and NFL fans will have a fit. That you think WWE fans are bad. It's going to be way worse for NFL.
There you go.
Let me see here. Ray says, happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Appreciate you. Vinny says the first Raw on Netflix is going to get the WrestleMania treatment. Yeah.
Let's get WrestleMania ticket treatment.
Man, I showed Sean them prices. Y'all don't even want to know. Y'all don't want to know. Jocelyn in the house answered the question and came over to see what's going on. What's up, Jocelyn?
Jocelyn, we appreciate you, my sister.
Thank you so much. It's a train wreck waiting to happen. I got to watch talking about Raw. I hope they keep Raw 2 hours. Vinny, I believe they said it's going to 3.
I don't have a problem, Conrad, Vinny, everybody. I don't have a problem with 3 hours as long as the content is justified. Are we saying, if we're saying, Conrad, Vinny, chat, if we're saying that we do not have confidence that WWE will get the content correctly, then if that's the case, then you're right. Keep it at 2 hours. But if they can pack in 3 action-packed hours, by the way, what am I saying? It should be 2 hours. WWE can't get it done.
I just think it's easier to keep people wanting more with that versus when it's 3. I feel it. Like I'm like, yo, how is this show still on?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel it. Like Derek will tell you. I've been there and I'm like, man, is this show almost over yet? Dude, it's 9:30. What? And I'm just losing my mind. McKinney, first off, happy birthday. I would do the Simpsons one, but throat's feeling a little froggy today. Yo, I'm here to talk wrestle with the Fire Live chat and the young OGs of podcast, Clash of the Podcast, to let y'all know it's my 49th chapter. Acknowledge me.
Well, first of all, God bless you and happy 49th birthday. And let me tell you how on the money you are, McKinney, on your birthday, because the real life moment that Conrad and I were having, we won't give you all the details. We were just talking about some family stuff, but we were talking about our ages. And I think, Conrad, help me out. I think that McKinney just broke it down for us. For our age, like we're not too old and we're not too young. I think young OGs, isn't that what we were just talking about? I think that's what we are. We're young OGs.
Right?
I think that's perfect, McKinney. McKinney, seriously, happy birthday, my guy. You always challenge us. Always give inspiring stuff in the DMs and on this chat. May God bless you with many more, brother.
Joel in the house, of course, but Jake Paul and Canelo make plenty of money. That's all it's about.
Yeah, that's true. It will make plenty of money. I'm just saying, Jake Paul. I've coined that phrase, by the way. The Jake Paul project. The Jake Paul project will be over if he fights Canelo.
Yeah, because once you get knocked out, that money don't keep rolling in. Them calls don't keep coming. Elite Easy E says, yo, what's good, E? I'm looking to see if I missed anybody. B-Boy Skyline, November Rain. Dude, I've listened to the Tony Khan video, I think 3 times right so far, just because it's so well put together and reminds me of ECW. T-Ferg, what's good, fellas? Maybe the first Raw on Netflix will get over 60 million viewers. I thought you were talking about the gate revenue that they're going to have. For the ticket prices.
By the way, we broke another record for the gate money that we brought in for because you're charging an arm and a leg.
Dynamic pricing.
Listen, I'm gonna say I hope, but I know because everybody in this chat is super smart. You guys know that the whole prices of the tickets make the gate go up, right? So they can, as long as people buy tickets, they're gonna break the record every venue they go to. This is the record for the Wells Fargo Center. This is the record for Madison Square Garden. This is the record for TD Gardens. They're just raising the prices. There's no more people in the building. Matter of fact, Conrad, there could be less people in the building and they can still break the gross record.
Think about it, Sean. If there's a box and you can only put 100 seats in there, how did you break the record if only 100 seats are filled? You gotta charge up.
To repeat a phrase from 2 weeks ago now, it's the same candy bar. Same chocolate, same caramel, same peanuts, same candy bar.
Right? Logan James, Jake Paul challenge Conor McGregor. We'll see.
And by the way, very disgusting, and I mean this real life talk. Logan Paul talking crap to Mike Tyson after the fight when clearly Mike Tyson was just joking about fighting him. And he says, MF'er, I'll whip your MF'ing butt. Like, was that really necessary? Like, there's such – like, Jake Paul, I think, has a little bit more respect. Logan Paul, I don't know what his problem is, bro. Like, I know you're on top of the world, bro, but, like, calm down. Like, show some respect.
You know how it goes.
Or maybe I'm being an old fuddy-duddy. Is that what's happening right now?
I think he was trying to get in on the money, and I don't think people – I don't think enough people cared to see it. It was
okay. So I'm being an old funny duddy. Okay,
I call it heat check.
All right,
off the time. Okay. Like let's see how you do here tonight.
All right.
Keep raising those prices, and ain't none of us going to afford to go. That's a fact, Deanna. Wait a minute. I like WWE doing these tape shows for the holidays for the talent, man. They're not doing it for the talent though. Next week they're back on the road. You know what this is for? I'm going to teach y'all something. I'm ruining the business world. Don't do this to your jobs, all right? Keep this to yourself. Don't do it while you're at work. It's not for the holiday. It is for the building. Let's go back to what I was saying. We have a building. We're just going to pretend. This building, what was Raw in August, Sean? 3 hours, right?
Yes, it was.
We would get this building. We would pay $100,000. Let's just say, keep it at easy numbers. You would get that building for 100,000 people, $100,000, and you're like, you know what? We got 3 hours. Let's do our content. Now that Raw is 2 hours, you're using the building for less time, but the price is the same.
Price is the same. There you go.
Why wouldn't you tape 2 shows, get the same time out of it until you're ready? Because you're probably already having to pay extra money to USA that you didn't want to spend, or you didn't allocate that was going to happen.
There you go. That makes a lot of sense, Conrad.
No offense, but if you want to tell the talent, hey, we're giving you off for the holiday season, be my guest. Be my guest.
Is it just my imagination? Because you're hitting the nail on the head, Conrad, just to piggyback off of what you just said. I don't remember them doing tape shows until maybe Christmas. Other than that, they usually go live unless they're going out of the country.
Oh, yeah. When Netflix happens, you tell me who's got off for Valentine's Day or who's got off for St. Patrick's Day, right. Easter. They're probably working WrestleMania on Easter.
There you go.
When Netflix starts, it ain't happening.
Well, they are. Matter of fact, Conrad, I don't know if you were joking or not. I think they are working WrestleMania on Easter.
Yeah, I'm not a fan that they moved it that deep into it. I'm like, you guys.
Well, I'm not a fan that you would have a show on a very holy. I'm not going to preach to you guys, but that's a very sensitive day for people who celebrate.
Also, I don't like that they moved the Royal Rumble into February. The Royal Rumble is always the same time as the Pro Bowl because, no offense, people stop wanting to watch the Pro Bowl. The Royal Rumble is more exciting than the Pro Bowl. That was perfect. But traditions die hard. That's all I'll say.
There you go.
Let's talk about this wonderful world of wrestling. Survivor Series coming up Saturday, November 30th. We will be back next week with our preview and predictions for Survivor Series. Once that card's a little more fleshed out, wink face, nudge, nudge, if you didn't look at the spoilers.
I do have a question, though. I have a quick question, Conrad.
Go ahead.
Is LWO going to be on the show? Get it out of Nino! Beat it out of Nino!
You know what's the crazy part? I didn't tell you this, but I swear to you this is the truth. I had the NWO team theme stuck in my head all day today, and I was like, I didn't watch anything with NWO, so why is this in my head? Lies. I saw 6 versus Eddie Guerrero highlights of that ladder match. I think McKinney posted it.
Oh, nice.
And I saw it, and I was like, barrel, 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 barrel. And I just kept hearing it in my head all day today.
Awesome.
And
but no, I was just joking about the LWO. I love their music, and I love joking around about their music. Look, Survivor Series is coming together. It's already come together. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's just unfortunate. You know what it is, though? It's unfortunate because, Leon, we see you, bro. The problem is that everybody has access, bro. Like, does anybody really not know what happened on tonight's show? Really? Has anybody not really been privy to what happened tonight?
Well, I was privy to some of it based on the conversation we had. And the other thing was I finally got an apology from somebody.
I held back because you wanted me to hold back, bro.
I know, but eventually I figured it out once it came. I know no spoilers came.
No, we're not going to drop any spoilers, McKinney. But no, what I'm saying is, so for people like McKinney, God bless. What I'm saying, like, the spoilers are not even hard to find. Matter of fact, the spoilers come up on your feed, bro.
Yeah.
So my question is this, like, to the chat, who really doesn't know, other than McKinney, who really doesn't know what's going to happen tonight? I know what's going to happen tonight. I mean, it's hard not to know, Conrad.
I don't know what's going. I know the end result, but I don't know how it happens.
Okay.
So maybe I'll be watching with my critique.
Got you.
Rub the Fu Manchu brother and let him know this doesn't work for me.
You'll have the pencil in your hand.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just reading what some of the chat is saying here, and I agree, McKinney, about protesting those shows. The going back into this though with the spoilers and everything else, we're not going to give away spoilers. And if I do give away spoilers, I will give you a warning beforehand and tell you, like, hey, fast forward by a few minutes if you don't want to hear what we're about to say.
Matter of fact, can I jump the line real quick because I want to say something that's not going to spoil anything, but it's going to be super funny. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So I just want to let everybody know But what we saw on SmackDown, right? Are you ready? What we saw on SmackDown. This is not a spoiler, guys. You look how much fun I'm having with this. So for some reason, Bronson Reed has decided to interject himself and attack the OG Bloodline on SmackDown. I don't know why. I'm very confused. Why would Bronson Reed attack the OG Bloodline? It doesn't make any sense. Was he ever involved with the Bloodline? I don't know. But for some reason, it looks like Bronson Reed is going to be the 5th member of the new Bloodline. Conrad Cushman, my good friend, do you have any idea why Bronson Reed would join the new Bloodline to attack the OG Bloodline?
If you would have saw the excuses that I heard, I got to an argument about The Rock's heritage throughout all of this. No. It wasn't even about what you would think. You know the great debate that always happens.
Okay.
Over his, do you count The Rock as that champion? And I'm like, yes, you do count The Rock as a black champion.
100%.
And we got into that debate, and I'm like, well, Bronson Reed, technically, I'm like, cut it out. I said, take race out of this. I just want it out of this picture.
Bam, non-factor.
Bam. Oh, rock goosebumps right now.
I love it.
When I get him, I have to do that. I want to tell you why this is trash. You did not need this. Look at this. This is perfection. Mm-hmm. I put this up here, but Sammy's not blood. Shut up. He's part of the story. I don't care what you have to say about that. This makes sense. I have no issues with this. Why on earth is Bronson Reed involved in this? What? I wanted to make a name for myself. This is the long-term booking genius stuff that y'all tell me about every week that you're like, Conrad, you're wrong about this, dude. This sucked. Like, it feels like shoehorning Bronson Reed in to shoehorn him in. I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's how I feel.
Here's the deal. I'm not going to, McKinney, I'm calling out McKinney specifically. I got you. I will not spoil a darn thing. For people who have the internet.
No. Can we at least keep it logical? We don't have to say what happens, but I do want to speculate here.
Okay, so let's speculate. This makes sense if Conrad, hear me out.
If I'm good now, go ahead.
This makes sense if you know what happened on Monday before it happened. It makes sense. No? I'm asking.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, so what I'm saying is I'm not thrilled with it, but considering the fact that most normal functioning American people, I'm saying people that are in the, matter of fact, world people, have access to the internet. Some people call it the World Wide Web. If you have access to the World Wide Web, what you're looking at right here, which Conrad does an amazing job, he always does putting up the graphics. If you have if you have access to the internet, what you're seeing on the screen makes sense. Do I make sense, Conrad? I think that makes sense.
I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm still riding with my theory on this was not necessary. I don't know if people feel like War Games has to be 5-on-5. I didn't think that. If you only need 4 people to do it, use 4 people. Why not? People were looking forward to the Bloodline Civil War. This is no longer that. This is teams, basically. Like, okay.
I don't think it needed anything extra. Excuse me, but I do believe that, and this is me. My hesitation in the way I'm speaking is because I'm not trying to spoil anything. You have to understand that at the end of the day, if they were locked into 5-on-5, now here's the big, if they were locked in, you know what I'm saying, Conrad? If the powers that be were locked into 5-on-5, the 5th team member has to make sense. Now, it makes sense that there didn't have to have a 5th member, period. But if you're pushing the envelope, round circles, square peg, right? If you're going to do that, then it has to make sense. And anybody who has access to the internet or the World Wide Web would know why this makes sense if they're privy to information that some of us are privy to. Because I have a theory, which I told you during the week. Not an Austin theory, a theory. I believe because Triple H, me too. I believe because, and chat, back me up on this, I believe because Triple H and the powers that be know that we have access to the World Wide Web, that this decision that you're looking at right here was made.
It's kind of like the last tape show.
Right. Right, because, yes, easy. I know I said World Wide Web. I'm being facetious, right? So, I mean, come on. So at the end of the day, if you have access to the internet, this makes sense. So what I'm trying to say is I think people in the WWE thought about it and was like, yo, everybody and their brother already knows what happened on Monday or what's going to happen on Monday. So we might as well jump the gun. Do you agree with that? I mean, that's my assessment.
I think it's trying to keep people interested in the shows at the same time, which is, I mean, obviously that's what they want to do. I don't think Triple H goes out there like, let me book something bad tonight and make people upset. No, he's trying to book a good show.
No, you're not hearing me, bro. You're not hearing me. I'm saying that a lot of people know what happened tonight. What's going to happen tonight on the show.
Yes. I think he knows.
Right, and I think he knows that we know.
I think he knows that a lot of the online. Remember what? Now I got to go back into the stuff we used to say. Let's go back here for a second. When you go back in time and you start thinking about the things that people used to say, how do I want to put this? We talked about Triple H being on the internet, right? And we were like, oh, man, if it was someone else, you guys would dog him for it. But Triple H seems to be in tune with social media and what's happening. You don't think this guy knows that people are on there? They're looking. It's popping up. How do I catch someone's interest for SmackDown? Oh, man, you shouldn't have missed SmackDown because guess what happened? That's what he's trying to do. And he's trying to satisfy multiple networks at the same time. I know everything's on USA right now, minus, NXT, but I hear you. I think, wow, and Leezy, you really just read my mind. I think Cody and KO would have made more sense. Again, if you're going to push that square peg into that round hole and make it a 5-man team, Cody and KO would have made more sense. E's loving that old school talk. You've got mail, E. You've got mail. Okay, so this is me talking now. Logically speaking, we go with who the feuds are with, right? If the Ultimate Warrior is feuding with Rick Rude, I assume they're going to be on opposite Survivor Series teams. Even if it's Rick Rude with the Rougeaus, then Ultimate Warrior is going to get who they're feuding with, the Rockers, right? And then we'll just throw Jim Neidhart in there because we got to find something for him to do. Whatever. People get injured. I get it, right? So if we see that, so my mind instantly
1989. I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Rockers deserve better, darn it. So if we lead to think that there's only one person it could be until we get to the ending of SmackDown, which I do want to talk about that as well. Mm-hmm. It's first off, let's. I'm
going to jump the gun. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to jump the gun. It's not CM Punk.
Well, I want to talk about him still in the moment.
Bro, yeah, we can talk about it. I don't want you to. I'm doing this for you, bro. I'm doing this for you because you're my friend. Don't get excited.
Yeah, listen. I've got thoughts. Because there's some other stuff that I've seen that crept up during the week that I'd like to hear what the chat thinks of it. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns basically took a beat down here, which is what probably should have happened. Bronson Reed was putting up the ones, hanging out with everybody in here. Tonga Loa, I just stare at and wonder why half the time. Just why? They put a beat down on Roman. Things are bad. Does Roman call who Bronson Reed's been feuding with, his former brother, Seth Rollins? Yes, I know, old pick. The Shield. This is the guy at WrestleMania who made it his mission to make sure this man did not walk out with the championship by cheating. This is also the guy that Roman Reigns, he could have won the match. And instead he took the chair and he was like, I got to get my revenge. Because, and I can get real deep into this as to why it like,
I don't see why you wouldn't. You should get into
it. The history of this all makes sense. Roman felt, I got to crack him with the chair. This is the one guy Roman did not beat during his title reign. He did not beat him clean.
No, he didn't.
Down to the mat.
He didn't beat him at all. He won. Seth Rollins won.
Yeah. He got him. Now, I don't know if that was to preserve a match for later. Why? Maybe that's just part of the long-term story. Go look back at this, and I know I'm jumping all over the place. The Shield all beat each other for the titles. If you look back at it. This one beat this one beat that one. Roman's first title, he beat Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose's first title, he beat Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins' first title, he beat Roman. Ta-da! The Shield, to me, is one of the better WWE factions. For a company that's not known to do factions very well, see Nexus. They actually handled the Shield very well, in my opinion, when they needed new blood to come up and come through. And it seemed like they anointed all three of them. The issue was that one person felt like they were always going to be left out or on the back burner. We see who left. That's probably who felt like they were on the back burner, or they just got tired of 3-hour Raws and the schedule and the stories and everything else that happens with it. This story is deeply rooted, though, Sean. Deeply. As far as why did the bloodline start? It's because of what happened with the Shield.
Exactly.
Roman could only trust family after what happened with Seth. He vowed to never trust anyone ever again. It gets super deep, so I don't know.
Conrad, you're talking right.
It seems like it all makes sense and it falls into place there. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too deep into it, but interesting that people are talking about Cody and KO, and there's a rumor of that possibly happening for. You got to load up that Saturday night's main event once it's time, because that's going to be like a pay-per-view.
I would think it's almost necessary at this point.
Let me see here what everyone else is saying. I don't want to get too deep into it because we'll end up being here.
You should get deep into it. That's what she said.
What if Sammy and KO are working together to take everyone down? That's a super deep thought. The Shield,
you know what I think already, so.
Right? Delayed Gratz, what's good, man?
What up, Gratz?
Welcome. Clown said just this whole bloodline story could have had Chris Hero as the focal point. Chris Hero is supposed to be in the Shield, right? Yo, man, like I don't know. You like I said, you can get super deep into this. I won't, because I think the more interesting stuff even happened after the fact. So, Sean, did you see the kind of thing here where, they were trying to recruit people? There were all these backstage scenes. Mm-hmm. And did you notice the thing with Sammy and the phone? Are wrestling fans breaking down this bloodline stuff too far to the point to where it's like, guys, too far with this? Like, he threw the phone out of his pocket and onto the couch. Everyone's like, what did that mean? And I'm like, maybe it meant nothing, guys. Maybe it was nothing.
I think Sami Zayn has been treated poorly by Roman Reigns. I think Sami Zayn has been treated poorly by Jimmy Uso. I think Sami Zayn has been treated poorly by Jey Uso in the past. I think Sami Zayn has every right to have a secret phone and secret motives and a secret plan to destroy the new bloodline or the OG bloodline at Survivor Series. That's what I think.
I don't know. I don't know if I can get behind that. That would be crazy, though. The motivation could be there, though.
Do you understand what that next SmackDown would be like? That next SmackDown would be like, remember, Jay, when you hated on me for like years? Remember, Jimmy, when you kicked me in the face? Remember, Roman, when you treated me like dirt? Screw you guys.
And the other part of the story is Roman Reigns has not apologized for anything.
Not for one daggone thing.
Roman, you thought you was gonna come in here and dog walk me into an apology? That's Roman right now.
Yo,
like
Sammy's. By the way, spoiler alert. I'm predicting Sammy screws over the OGs.
Really?
Oh yeah, and I believe Paul Heyman's a part of it.
Now that's the good transition, by the way.
That's what we do.
Roman Reigns at the end of SmackDown, he's sitting in his chair with this fake art behind him, whatever that is. I do love that he has that picture of Danielson just laid out there for WrestleMania. All the unmarked water bottles in the back there. What Roman Reigns says, call the wise man on his phone, and it shows that the phone's disconnected. If you've never been told to talk to DT, that's the dial tone. Hard times.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
I don't, and I want to be clear. I don't think it's just the phone. I don't think the phone, because Conrad, you're my witness. I predicted Sammy was going to turn on the OGs like 2 weeks ago. And that's how I feel. I believe wholeheartedly Sami Zayn. It has nothing to do with the phone. I don't believe in conspiracy theories and all that stuff. No, I think that Sami Zayn, and correct me if I'm wrong. Chat, let me know. Conrad, let me know. Sami Zayn has every right to say, screw you, OGs.
Can't you say the same for Jay?
I could say the same for Jay, but I think that Jay's not going to turn heel at this point in his career. I've thought this through, brother. Because here's the problem with WWE, with wrestling. I'm not going to single out WWE. The problem is, if Jay turns on the bloodline, the OGs right now, even though Roman's been a jerk to him, even though Jimmy's been a jerk to him, the fans would turn on Jay because Jay's ruining the story, ruining the moment. So Jay would go from, the most popular guy arguably in the company to getting booed. Sammy can go back to getting booed. Sammy was actually pretty good as a heel.
He was.
And by the way, who is his best friend that's also a heel right now?
Wow. Hold on. I'm getting a little feedback.
Okay, I got you.
All right. Let's just say Kevin Owens, right? Is he a heel? Or is he telling the truth?
Well, you know how I feel. I feel like he's an anti-hero right now.
Just saying. I think people are going to start cheering this guy if he keeps talking and going the way he has been. He was just throwing the phone down so he wouldn't lose it in the ring. Clown said, see, I don't know. Delayed Grad says the Bloodline story is giving me 2022 nostalgia vibes. Sammy and KO taking them all down would be epic.
Yes, it would.
McKinney said, ever since the White Rabbit mystery, wrestling fans are going to break. Yo, bro, they should hire these people for FBI agents. That's what I always say. Wrestling fans are going to break down every little thing just like a movie. Cinema. Now, I hate that. I hate that.
I know you hate that.
Maybe it's one of those, maybe that's one of my old manisms. Like, I just can't stay. The aura. That's another one. Oh, the aura between these people. Cut it out. The moment Solo doesn't have the Uafala, Jacob acknowledges the tribal chief. That's the other side of it too. You mentioned, so we could flip it too. You think that it could be Sammy? I think you could have some trouble brewing on the other side too.
I don't think the new bloodline breaking up makes sense at this particular point in time, brother.
How long are you going to wait for this other thing to develop, though? Like, do you have your plans in order for what's going to happen?
Well, I don't think the WWE has anything in order, so I'm not going to go there. But I will say that I just think from a time duration standpoint that I love you, Solo, going away so quickly is kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense.
Right. Let me see here. Them showing Roman alone is telling.
By the way, that sounds like a bad idea. You know what that means.
Right. Matt Lopez says, I'm shocked Kevin Owens hasn't confronted Sammy. Interesting. I'm not taking my phone if I know I'm going into a fight.
I hear you. I don't think the phone thing means anything. I just think Sammy has a bone to pick with the OGs. They treated him like crap. Sammy should have never, first of all,
for years, for the entire time.
The whole time. They treated him like dog crap the whole time. Jay hated his guts all the way until the very end. Jimmy turned on him, and Roman treated him like trash. Like, what exactly? In real life, why would Sammy have anything to do with the OGs?
Yo, T. Ferg said the Shield and Bloodline were like the last two good factions in WWE. The Hurt Business had potential, and the Bloodline is reaching Law and Order Season 25 levels at this point. Hold on now.
That's funny.
Delayed Grad says Hurt Business was great. Triple H and Vince ruined it. I mean,
they're thriving elsewhere.
I can't say you're lying. It's because Sammy and KO are working together. Man, interesting thoughts that a lot of people had here with this. We'll wait and see what happens tonight on Raw. I'm sure it'll be a good old time, and we'll figure out what the teams are going to be. And yeah, hopefully, I'll say this, and I stand on this. And I know Rob probably put that the face palm for me. I still think that you are just trying to stuff things in here. It could have been 4-on-4, and it would have been just fine. You could have did some Survivor Series matches, like the traditional sense of the show. You could have put those in there. I would have did it for spots in the tournament, but
why not have Seth and Bronson Reed captain their own team?
Wouldn't that make sense? And I'm just saying, I would have had. You didn't need to have a. We're not even getting into this yet, but you don't need to have another War Games match potentially. You could have did a 5-on-5, and then you could have just had people. This is your spot to get into the Women's Championship tournament for the U.S. title. Doubled up on matches, whatever, and then you could have went through this. Instead, we got triple threat a Mania here for a tournament, which is okay, whatever. And they're going to be trying to crown this champion. I will say, BFAB, big shout out to BFAB. I thought BFAB had improved, and I like BFAB's entrance. I just had to give some props out here.
I think BFAB being retained, while they're being retained as part of the Street Profits team, I think it's been very nice for her. Yeah,
it's been working. I like that the Street Profits have been kind of speaking up a little bit here. I'm sure it's for storyline purposes and not we're out of here based on contracts and stuff, but. The bloodline. Dun dun. Matt. Sadly, we are writing it better than them. It's easier for us too. No pressure, right?
No
the Wise versus Final Testament traditional Survivor Series match could have been done. I'd like to see at least one traditional Survivor Series match, and those don't have to be 5-on-5 either. They can be 4-on-4. It's fine. Women's U.S. title should be dual branded. Just saying. I don't know if that means we're getting a women's Intercontinental on Raw. I feel like that's a lot, but
I feel like that's a lot too.
I don't know. I thought it was going to go back and forth. I'm waiting to hear explanation. Maybe we'll hear something tonight about it. But moving forward, let's talk here. WWE have officially announced that Travis Scott will be live on the episode of WWE Raw on Netflix, taking place January 6, 2025 in Los Angeles, California.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, sounds great. And, it's cool. Travis Scott is actually going to be doing the new intro theme, so we're going hip hop across the board for all three shows.
Yes, we are.
I'm surprised by that, and I don't think that's a Triple H choice because if you've known Triple H and his wife, Triple H's wife is usually the hip hop fan, and Triple H is more so a give me the old rock music, give me a little bass. Hit me with that Triple H. So, but yeah, Travis Scott, good for him, man. That's cool. They're probably so the fans are gonna get a little mini concert for that 3-hour opener.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I don't have an issue with it per se. I mean, I like to keep it wrestling, but I'm cool with a little bit of a halftime show.
Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, at least it's someone popular, and he's showing up on the show. Good. He did get a title. Triple H is out there. This is for Cactus Jack. And they made a hardcore title. They're selling them on, I believe it was WWE Shop, man. It was like $500. Crazy.
A lot of bread. That's what I said.
Also announced, John Cena will compete in the 2025 Royal Rumble match. Get your jorts ready.
That is fantastic.
How do you feel about Cena? Is Cena like a dark horse? Like you think he could possibly be in the mix here?
I've already made my prediction. I think WWE should have Jey Uso win the Royal Rumble. I think he's deserved it. I don't think it's very outlandish, but that's my prediction with my heart. I think John Cena is going to win it.
Really? So you think Cena's going to be in one of the title matches at Mania?
I absolutely do. I think he's going to win his 17th at WrestleMania, and he's going to lose it before the year is out.
Wow.
Oh, I'm ready. I told you I have this stuff written down. Like, My predictions are solid. I know exactly what I think is going to happen. Now, Jey Uso winning, like I said, is a pick that's an emotional one because that's my guy. But I think John Cena wholeheartedly is going to win the Royal Rumble. I think John Cena is going to win the title at WrestleMania, and I think John Cena is going to lose it before the year is out, and that's going to be his final match.
Okay. Curvin, thank you for joining us, brother. I see you in here. He also mentioned he better not see any buffering Raw on Netflix. Deanna thinks it's cross-branded. Yeah, Triple H is a metalhead. McKinney said BFAB looked good. She's putting in work. Her squashing Candice would be cool because she ruined that match for me. Indy over Candice. You are bugging, good sir. I hope we're not talking in-ring because you are bugging, good sir. I cannot agree to that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And listen, I like Indy. I think Indy would thrive in TNA randomly. You know that I said that, but she's really good at the backstage stuff. Let's see here. John Cena winning the Rumble. I'm calling it. Man, I hear you guys. Like, I see what you're saying. Like, the vision is here. Like, when you're saying it, I'm like, I see it, but I just don't believe that's what's going to happen. I don't know.
It's just Us.
I could just hear number 30, and then you just get the, it's the Tribal Chief. Oh, no, what's he doing here? I don't know. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe Gunther just wins it all again. And he's like, no challengers at WrestleMania. I don't know.
Just nobody's challenging me for the title.
Jey Uso should win the World Heavyweight Championship on the Netflix debut. Now, Matt, you know them. I think them days are over. He got that title run. I mean, maybe they. I don't know. We'll see how this plays out after
Jey Uso is hotter than fish grease right now.
They want to rock. They could rock with it. Go ahead, Sean. I'll let you take this one.
WrestleVotes writes that on Twitter that sources indicate NBC's second episode of Saturday Night's Main Event is set for January 25th, which with the location to be determined. A bold scheduling move as it lands just 1 week before the Royal Rumble. I mean, that's cool. I think the days of having precursors to pay-per-views is kind of cool. But I guess that kind of puts you in a bind about what can actually happen on SmackDown or Raw that week. But either way, I mean, back in its heyday, Saturday Night's Main Event was a show that came on about 4 times a year. So it looks like WWE's moving in that direction. As long as they do it right, I'm all for it. I've always said you should have shows that are special that are not necessarily pay-per-view. And that's what it looks like. WWE doesn't do everything wrong. They do a lot wrong, but they don't do everything wrong.
I think that the specials work out, and they're not too bad. Matt Lopez says, I thought these were supposed to be every 4 months. They're quarterly, so you can do them whenever.
Right.
You just you owe me one every 3 months.
Exactly.
So they're just knocking 2 out back to back. And the Rumble build, do you like the Rumble builds ever? Like, I mean, I think they're fun when you get like the 92 where the title's up for grabs and then people are all, vying for it. But
you mean the lead up? Do I like the lead up to Raw?
Yeah.
You always have that schmaz at the last Raw or SmackDown when everybody jumps in this is what it's going to be like on pay-per-view this Sunday.
Give me your $50. Hurry up right now. Get in line. But yeah. The Royal Rumble's always fun though. Like anybody who's not even a wrestling fan can understand that. Let me see here. Curvin's got a question for us. Do you think Triple H overused the tournament gimmicks and triple threat matches way too much in 2024?
Yes.
I'm gonna say I don't hate tournaments. I think they're fine. To crown a new champion, I prefer it over like just doing a battle royal. So I'm okay with it.
Here's the problem with tournaments in WWE. You ready? The problem with tournaments in WWE is that the winner of the tournament never wins.
What do you mean by that?
The winner of the tournament, when they move on to face the champion, typically loses. The only time Gunther, they made something out of the King of the Ring. So Gunther won and Nia Jax won, but Jey Uso, when he won the Intercontinental Tournament, I'm talking about the first time. Like, it just seems like there's a lot of times where like the winners of these tournaments, especially the tag team tournaments, how many countless times has a team won a tag team number 1 contender tournament and lost to the champion? if you're gonna have a tournament, you need to have a tournament winner actually get over the hump when they challenge a champion. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you. I hear you with that because there were a lot of tag tournaments. You get a tournament on speed.
Right.
I hear you guys. Do I hate it? Not as much. Probably because I don't watch speed. I don't. To me, a tournament's just a bunch of matches that leads into something. But you're saying you want the payoff for the tournament.
I want the payoff for the tournament.
Okay. Matt says he overused special referee match too much. They added it up, but we haven't seen it in a while. So I'm okay with that too. Maybe I'm giving them a pass. I don't know. WWE officially unveiled its latest signings to the WWE NXT class. Do you recognize anybody in here, Sean, on the second half of this?
Oh boy, I do. Oh my goodness. Is that Zilla?
No, Lance and Noi is in there.
Oh, okay.
Zilla should be coming soon, though. I have a feeling we're going to see something.
Maybe I'm missing it. Who are you seeing?
Well, number one, we have a former Dolphins player in there who I am certain will be getting a name change because that name is too similar to a champion in NXT. Mm-hmm. Trill Williams is not going to keep that name. Even though it's a sweet name. I'm not going to lie. It's a wrestling name.
It is.
And someone's son is in there.
The former heavyweight champion of the world?
Yes.
Was the only 4-time heavyweight champion of all time?
Elijah Holyfield. I feel like you would have to let him keep that name.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's the son of the champ. Why not?
Have you ever seen how WWE operates for creative?
Oh, man. They're going to blow it, of course.
Elijah Braun Von Steen. You're going to come out like Frankenstein. And I hope they don't do something like that, but... I hope they don't do anything.
Me like know the son of a boxer.
It was bad creative written by those guys on Clash of the Podcast that ruined me. Speaking of other things that happened real quick, Scott D'Amore. Scott D'Amore was seen at the Performance Center. Wow, I didn't know you guys were interested in Scott D'Amore over there in the WWE world. Interesting. But Scott D'Amore is running Maple Leaf Pro. I would say, hey, try to get as many people to work with you as you can, but interesting. How you doing, Scott? How's it going, bud? Yeah, we meant to call you in 06 with that Team Canada stuff. How you doing?
Well, job. I guess I got to listen to you guys now.
Right? And then today we did get some ads here for the new stuff. I just wanted you guys to tell me what you see here. Live action for Monday Night Raw, live on Netflix. It's going to be happening in the Intuit Dome.
Is it going to be live?
Yeah. Okay. There's rumors that when they go over to England, it's going to be live at maybe noon, 3 o'clock, whatever the time. Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool, though. Now people can avoid spoilers, but who's sitting at work like, let me put on Raw? Sometimes I'm
not going to lie, I would.
Some people can. Some people don't have that luxury either, though.
Yeah, true.
Hey, wait a minute. Aren't you on SmackDown?
He's a SmackDown guy. What's happening here?
Everyone's going to be in the house for that. Hey, what are you doing back here? Cody, woe with him, Sean. Woe with him.
It makes me sick. Okay, Cody, we get it. On Raw. We saw that coming.
Right? Yo, E, you are funny. Mike Bailey couldn't handle the grind. NXT Name Generator 2.0 on the World Wide Web.
We know how to box like my father.
I hope Scott texts Gabe first. Bruce Pritchard. Scott D'Amore helped Tony. Needs to happen. I don't know.
Yo, my question is, who the heck is going to be on SmackDown? Good Lord.
That's what I'm asking. What brand split? Woe with me. Netflix. Woe with me.
Disgusting.
They got Bianca on there as well. I'm curious to know if it's only done for one night or is Raw going to be the place to go. Rumor has it NXT is going to call up a bunch of people.
I mean, that's cool. I'm just saying, for me, what brand split indeed, Deanna and Conrad, you've been saying it for months.
years.
They just eliminate the brand split, because if you stick to the brand split now, it's gonna be like Shinsuke versus LA Knight every Friday.
Yeah. And shout out to Nakamura for coming back. I'm glad you found him.
But do you see what I do here, Conrad? I lay him up and you knock him out the park, brother.
Hey, throw me those soft pitches. McKinney says, listen to me. There's a young lady in Level Up that should be watched as soon as she comes up. TMS, Tasha Mae Stevens. She runs the ropes like Braun Breaker. Okay. I will keep my eyes open on that.
Yes, sir.
Level Up is definitely not getting time from me. Sorry to say. And I've seen tapes on there that I would say, do not ever show me Obafemi on here again, because he was ruined. Kervin says that, WWE never takes the brand split seriously. Nope. They need to, though. That's why I say it every time. It's not just because I'm a jerk. It's just like, come on, man. Be better. How do you feel about that new Raw logo? I hope that's not true. Up top there.
Yawn. It's corny.
Not a fan. Not
at all.
Also, last bit of Raw news before we head on out. Raw looks like it's going to be TV 14. The PG era is no more.
That's good, though. That's actually good news.
Is it?
I think so.
Is it Mattel still making these toys?
I mean, look, if you're talking about making money, we've had this debate before. Making money and having a good product are two different things in a lot of situations. If you're going to if you're going to peddle John Cena t-shirts, that's one thing. But, if you want somebody to be excited about paying $15 for Netflix, right? Come on now. That's another thing. Like, people are subscribing to you now. People are going to join Netflix just for you. And you know what? If the show sucks, they're going to deactivate their account for you too.
I would hope not. Hopefully we don't see any of those canceled Netflix things going on.
Hey, look, but I know this. For me, I get Netflix for free, so I'm not really worried about it. But that's just me.
It could be an error too. I did see like NXT and all that stuff happening. We'll see, man. I'll make a bold prediction now from 2 years from now. Spoiler alert, this will probably be on my predictions, not this year coming up, but next year when me and Sean do it. Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. I think Netflix is going to get the pay-per-views. I think it leaves Peacock and it goes over to Netflix. I
think it should. I mean, that's a bold prediction, but I think a very poignant prediction. I think they should get the whole library.
I don't think you can move it until 2026. I know internationally, like if you're in Canada or across the pond, yeah, you can do that now.
And for God's sakes, if you do move it to Netflix or anywhere else, get back to the way it was on the WWE Network, where you can choose chapters of shows instead of having to watch the whole freaking thing to find what you're trying to look for. That was the worst part of the Peacock crossover, because remember the old WWE Network, you could pick chapters?
Yeah, I love that. And I love that you could just jump right to the match that you wanted to see sometimes.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I just want to see this Undertaker match real quick.
Freaking morons.
Shout out to the MLB. That's who they modeled that after. I think that's what helped them work on it.
100.
Really good.
But hey, we love it, so let's change it, idiots.
Man, he said, let's hire Scott, drain him, and put him on the shelf like Gabe. Scott's going to be collecting checks and defending WWE on his burner. Scott's got Maple Leaf Pro, though, too. The new WWE show logos are their WCW 99 era. McKinney says TV 14 is for the crowd, so it won't be any more audio and video blackouts on. Well, isn't that up to the brand, though? Like,
I mean, Netflix doesn't. What McKinney's talking about is shut the up. Shut the up.
Oh, so you're thinking that they're going to let that stuff fly now?
Yeah. Did you see Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on Friday?
Yeah.
Anything went on that pay-per-view, man. Mike Tyson was naked. People were cussing. It was nuts.
Well, I feel like the Mike Tyson thing, I don't know if someone did that on purpose, but that was very awkward. It was
awkward.
Like, here's the camera, and they were just like.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about that at all, but what it made me think about was, Netflix just doesn't care, bro.
Maybe they don't. And like I said, you got content up there that has much worse on there. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So I did hear a rumor SmackDown replays will go to Netflix the next day. That must be internationally, though.
I think so.
He said Maple Leaf Pro, you mean Evolve 2.0? Come on, E. E is tight. Tyson has an okay booty for a man his age. Come on, Deanna.
Deanna, jeez. Oh, my God. Deanna, don't you objectify that man like that.
Considering that was his son interviewing him, that was even crazier.
Well, the son interviewing him, shout out to Clown for that. The son interviewing him I thought was a dope moment until I saw Mike Tyson. I'm like, is he like he's half naked? Like, what is going on here? But seriously though, all jokes aside, obviously we all probably laughed when we saw that or turned away. I know I did. But Netflix, WWE on Netflix might be lit, bro. I'm just saying.
It could be. Maybe it'll add to some. You can do more things.
Yeah,
I'm sure people like Punk and them are gonna love it. Who are like promos? Oh, I can say whatever. Okay.
Yeah, like I'm just saying. Like I can't imagine. Okay, help me out. Reel me back in like you always do, Conrad. Is WWE gonna have its own parameters on what can be said on Netflix when pretty much anything can go on Netflix?
I don't know. What's the because does Netflix view WWE as a kid show? Like this is for kids, man. Come on, don't do that. Because remember what I said. Go back to the Attitude Era. This is when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you selling action figures if this is meant for adults? That's how. And I know there's people who collect them, but you get into this weird gray area. And I think wrestling's for everybody.
Okay, here's my thing. First of all, tremendous point by you. My counterpoint would be this: WWE is going to be going out to millions of people on Netflix. What's more important to World Wrestling Entertainment? The millions of people on Netflix or the 25,000 people in the arena?
The people they really don't care about the people in the arena for the prices they charge y'all. So
right.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the base audience and what makes Netflix people happy. They get to call the shots. I'm interested to see if they care enough about the roster to say like, well, the rumor was they wanted Roman, Punk, and was it Cody?
Yes.
That's for a lot, dog.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Well, it seems to me like they want everybody. They want Cody. They want Roman. They want Bianca Belair. They want
USA gave you money too, though. It wasn't nothing to sneeze at. I know it's not as much as Netflix, but
look, maybe Jey Uso will go over to SmackDown and be like, I'm just throwing Jey Uso out there because Jey Uso might not. But okay, let's get off of Jey Uso because you guys think I'm a homer anyway. All right. LA Knight could be the face of SmackDown. Is that possible?
Maybe.
Like could Kevin Owens be the face of SmackDown?
Will people buy into it though? Like if I'm watching SmackDown, I feel gypped. Like,
that depends on how you value Kevin, and I know you respect Kevin Owens and LA Knight, but I'm saying a true WWE fan would like to see LA Knight or Kevin Owens or Jey Uso be the face of SmackDown.
Yeah, I would feel like somebody's taking a little bit of money out my pocket, though. Like,
really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, like
you as a wrestling guy.
No, I'm saying me as a fan. Like, let's just say you can't afford Netflix, right?
Right.
And not all kids can. And then you're watching it. It's like, well, where's our champions at?
No. That's what I'm trying to say. If LA Knight's the face of SmackDown, if Kevin Owens is the face of SmackDown, they would be the WWE champion.
Oh, so you're saying the belt stays? Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like the belts are gone and
No. I'm saying, what if WWE put the belt on one of those guys?
It'd be worth a shot. I don't know.
Right.
You'd have to see if it works.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Kevin over LA Knight. No disrespect to LA Knight.
Agreed.
Let me see here. Biggest success of boxing was the Ring Girls. Punk versus Drew promo on Netflix. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Netflix better fix the cast info on Raw. It's listing Daniel Bryan, Andre the Giant, Edge, and Ricochet. I did.
That's pathetic.
It was an error.
That's pathetic. Unbelievable. They don't even care over there in Greenwich. Stanford.
Pulled the swerve right there. T-Bird says WWE won't stop until everyone in the Anoa'i family is signed. Who's next to sign? Roman, Jay, and Jimmy's future grandchildren? I'm telling you, Zilla Fatu's coming.
Yeah, he is.
Tony Khan, bring back King of the Death Match. I can see him bring back King of Trios.
I think so.
About that.
I think so.
We do have some AEW news here to get into for the second half. Let's start it here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You want to read about this?
Yeah, sure. I got you. A release from AEW reads as thus: GalaxyCon Columbus to host live AEW Collision on December 17th. Tickets on sale this Saturday, November 16th.
You can leave it there. You can leave it at there. We don't have to even get that deep into it.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. And once again, don't say Conrad doesn't speak the truth about AEW. They couldn't sell tickets to that building. We ain't WrestleMania 7 in this. All right? You couldn't sell tickets. You went to that GalaxyCon. Now, this is where it gets a little funky, though. Here's the other one. Go ahead, Sean. You could break this one.
AEW is expected to run shows in smaller buildings until 2025. But that's a good thing. I'm going to let you talk, though. Go ahead, bro.
It's an argument thing, though, because I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. Alvarez was the one who I believe confirmed this. Shout out to Wrestling News for the graphic, by the way. And they followed me on Blue Sky. You can, too. Blue Sky EPW show. Are you on there yet, Sean?
Not yet. I'm trying to cross over, brother.
Come on, brother. Get over
there.
All
right. I got you.
Get over there. So, AEW is expected to run shows in smaller buildings in 2025. Not an issue with that. I think it might sound better. It might look better. You can't go into a 20,000 seat arena and there's only 2,000 people.
Well, it doesn't sound better. It looks better. It sounds terrible, but it looks better, and it's gonna appear better on television.
Tony's gonna save money by doing this. Number one. Number two, though, I don't want to start hearing that Raw 95 stuff about, they're in a high school gym. Here come the Steiners. Like, I don't want to hear any of those jokes because people are already making them.
And their opponents,
I was going to go with Dwayne Gill and Mike Bell.
Oh, okay. So it's one of those just made for TV matches. Gotcha.
But
not the 2 out of 3 Canadian rules match for the tag team championship.
Johnny Polo, what are you doing in the ring? I just don't know about this. Like, I think people are gonna try and poo-poo on them for this, though. They're gonna say, "Oh, look at the arenas you run, though, bro." You know.
Well, idiots are gonna be idiots, Conrad. It's a good move for business what they're doing.
Yeah. I'm surprised that
I'll take that back. It's a great move. It's a fantastic move. Like you just said, they're going to save money and they're going to look better on TV.
And it's going to sound better. The crowd feels it more.
Yeah, man, come on. Look, dummies are going to be dummies. Oh, AEW, like, shut up.
I'm just letting you know that they're going to say this stuff. They're going to do this stuff. But these are also, some people were the same people saying run smaller buildings. We're going to see how this turns out. Good for them if they do. And like I said, it'll save them money in the end.
Yes. And you keep talking about saving money because you're the money man. And I'm talking about it's going to look better.
Yeah, it'll look packed. It'll look like the Collision shows in Texas.
It's going to look like WCW Saturday night. Look it up, kids.
Yeah, I missed that set. The one with the doors that opened and stuff.
Yeah, come on now.
Ricky Steamboat here. Yo, best Ricky Steamboat song. I don't care what anyone says. It is not that WrestleMania one.
Little known fact. Well, not for you, but Ricky Steamboat had the Chicago Bulls theme.
He did.
Yep.
Track 3 on this disc.
There you go.
It actually was probably a cassette back in the 80s.
Yes, sir.
I'd rather see a small venue having a blast than a half-empty arena. Is that going to stop the screenshots? Probably not. But let me tell you this, too. We just mentioned Raw going to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
When 2025 starts, I don't want to hear nothing about no daggone Nielsen ratings anymore.
Right.
They are old. I don't want to hear about, Monday Night Raw got. Oh, actually, you won't even talk about that for Raw. USA's year over year is down. AEW's down. They're at 400,000. This is going to happen in 2025.
Yes, sir.
Get over it, people. Nielsen, it doesn't matter anymore. You're not going to know the numbers unless they tell you the numbers, or until we get a new version of Nielsen. McKinney says, about time. Smaller building saves money and makes the show sound better. For those of you who don't get ticks, you should have gotten ticks early. Great move. Those Collision shows in Arlington look great. I loved them. I thought they looked really good.
Facts.
TK would put the straps on. Well done, Techno Team 2000 and the Heavenly Bodies, though.
Yo, low-key, because he brought up those weird teams. Low-key, you know who I liked back in the day that not a lot of people did? The Beverly Brothers.
Blake and Bo.
Yeah, they weren't, well, a.k.a. the construction crew back in the AWA. They were actually pretty good. They actually challenged for the tag team titles at SummerSlam 92 against the Natural Disasters.
Did you see Wayne Bloom when he went to WCW? That dude was...
Oh, man, nuts.
He swolled up.
Yeah, facts.
I love WCW shows. How come we can't get the set with the working doors in 2K? Holla at your boys. Holla at your boys over there. Look at how NXT looked in the 2300 or TNA Bound for Glory in Detroit. It was hella loud. I mean, yeah,
100.
of course.
Yep, that's a fact.
Of course. All my point was I remember when people made fun of it for having bingo. Shout out to Rob. I was corrected. They actually did do bingo there. I did not know that. I thought that was a joke for years.
No, that was actually legit a bingo hall.
Yo, it was the worst.
Shout out to, but see, when I say that, I say that with like the utmost respect for Paul Heyman. Like, it was a legit bingo hall, and it turned into a wrestling ring, and it was dope.
But when WWE said it, though, it provided jokes for years upon years for people after when they say, "Oh, you mean the bingo hall?"
But it was the joke was founded in truth. That's what made it bad. It was like, yo, WWE was telling the truth about that, which is they don't really do a lot. But in this case, they did tell the truth, and that's what made it kind of like, yeah, it kind of is a bit. But see, that's an interesting thing, like losers and winners. I heard it was a bingo hall. You know what I thought about? But that's so freaking cool. They turned a bingo hall into a wrestling arena. Not, oh my god, it's a bingo hall. Oh, let me go back down to my mother's basement and play video games.
Nothing wrong with video games.
Well, video games is nothing wrong with, but there's something wrong with talking about grown men when you can't pay your own bills.
Speedball Mike Bailey appears to be heading to AEW.
You can laugh because I'm telling the truth. I don't care at this point. I'm saying what I want to say. This is my show too, damn it.
You're not wrong. According to those from Fightful Select, Speedball Mike Bailey appears to be heading to AEW. I think it's a good fit for him.
I think it's a good fit, but it's a tough loss for TNA.
Oh, TNA's about to be hurting. I hope people know that by the end of the year, we're going to see. I hope that they have plans. Mike Santana is your golden ticket, is what I'm going to tell them right now. You better keep that guy around and keep him happy. And invest in Macklin as well. Just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
If you didn't know, Triller TV is going to be carrying Full Gear in AEW World's End. They do have a 2024 pay-per-view double pack. If anyone's interested in getting it, head on over to Triller TV. And we're going to run through Full Gear and what they have on it.
And Triller TV, how about you think about your boys? I'm saying, at this point, I'm tired of holding back. Bro, what's up? Triller TV, what's up? Holla at your boys, man. We always help y'all out. What's up?
He's bringing the boom. We got Big Boom AJ with Big Justice versus QT Marshall on 0 Hour. What do you think, Sean? This is one of those promotional tactic style matches. Like we got the famous guy from TikTok. Listen, I've seen the content. I think it's awful. The boom, double chocolate chip cookies. Like I've seen the outtakes. I'm just like, somebody's watching it. It ain't for me, but good for him. He likes pro wrestling. Come on in, sure. Why not?
For the reason you just listed, because he has his quirky content and a following, I think, and QT Marshall is the opponent.
Did you see the diss track he uploaded today?
I did.
Save us all, please.
Yeah, I think QT Marshall is going to lose.
Of course.
Yeah, I think he's going to lose.
He's going to be calling it in there. This match is sponsored by Costco. Like, I can hear it now. Do they have a phrase at Costco?
No.
The only place where you need a membership to eat. Come on in here and get a hot dog. Like, I don't know. What do these guys do?
The only place where you can't buy one of anything.
Right? Yeah. Look at this. People are coming in with some good stuff. Unleash the hubs. That's
Deanna,
right.
I appreciate you.
Mariah May and Mina Shirakawa are going to be having a Champagne Championship celebration. Now, if you know wrestling like we know wrestling, something's gonna go awry. I know what fans are thinking. Maybe they're gonna do something great here. If I had, you better be glad that there's no lotion or anything here, because I would have did I know what you guys are gonna be doing at home. Oh, it's championship celebration with those two. Listen. I think we get Toni Storm's return here.
Okay, because you were kind of scaring me on that one.
No, well, you know what they do in their championship.
I get it. All I'm gonna do is say this though, bro. I have no prediction. Toni Storm coming back makes sense, but I have no prediction. All I'm saying is that when you have something like this on pay-per-view, this is not Dynamite. When you have something like this on pay-per-view, it better be good. Somebody better be coming out. It probably will be Toni Storm, but it better be good.
You know what's the part I noticed? So we only have 1 0-hour match announced so far. I'm sure there will be more added by the end of this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But this is on the main card, so something should be happening.
Last
time we got something, they didn't promote it very well, and it was kind of like awkward. We were like, "Oh, what was the purpose of that? That was weird."
And I will say this: Toni coming back would be massive. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I love it. So Matt agrees. He thinks Toni Storm is 100% returning. McKinney says it too. I like it. Let's keep running through these matches. I got Hangman, Adam Page versus Jay White.
Jay White should not lose this match, but he will, because Hangman is like this deranged Hangman. I think is back going to be on a collision course, probably for a world title shot pretty soon. Once Moxley loses it. But anyway, I think Hangman wins. I love Jay White, but I think Hangman wins.
Interesting. I feel like this is going to have some C2 implications. The Continental Classic's coming up. And I love that tournament, by the way. I don't know if you like it too. It's kind of like the G1.
Well, when it comes to AEW tournaments, they actually have payoffs.
Yeah, and I like that the format, round robin. Mm-hmm. You're not out if you lose. It's okay. And you could tell a story within the story. Well, sometimes it's about, I need to get one win just so that I know I'm not a loser. Sometimes it's, I can't get any wins. I need to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's, I could beat that guy. And I got something for him. And it'll pay off later on in the long run. Look at what Eddie Kingston did last year. That sent him on a monumental run.
Yes, sir.
To become a champion. And he's done a good job with it. I love it. I'm going to keep going with these. I'll save my picks because I feel like we got more matches coming up.
I'm here, bro.
The former Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, defends the TNT Championship against Daniel Garcia, Sean. How are you feeling here?
Yeah, actually, I think this is kind of like a fairly easy one to predict. I think that until somebody comes down the pike that I really believe is going to challenge him successfully, I almost put Jack Perry in the never-ending category, as in the never-ending TNT Championship reign. I think Jack Perry retains, and I think it's an easy prediction. I like Daniel Garcia, but I think from a storyline perspective, they're trying to make Jack Perry bulletproof with that title.
So you're going with Perry to get the dub.
I'm looking at Perry to have an outstanding match with Garcia. I'm looking forward to, on paper, on in the ring, be 50-50 right down the middle, just like Tokyo said. Oh, he's talking about something else. But anyway, in the match, they're going to go crazy, but I think Jack Perry wins.
Interesting. 50-50 booking. Yeah, we'll see if they do that. Yes, Diamante was great on AEW. It's Garcia or bust, Matt says. Jack Perry's one of those champs where you're like, who was the TNT champ again? Terrible. Curvin asked, do you think the Hurt Syndicate needs female talent? For me, Athena.
I think that's an outstanding take. As a matter of fact, I think it's an outstanding take about Athena, too. I think Athena being the never-ending, I like using that word, never-ending women's ROH champion, I think that'd be a tremendous reintroduction to the TNT, Dynamite audience. I think that'd be pretty dope.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know who. I feel like they could take some people. I thought that it would have maybe fit better to get the infantry possibly in there, but I'm not mad at it. You can get some different people in there.
And not only a new female member, because I agree with that, Curvin, but I also think another male member as well.
I do think there's people possibly joining. Like I said, there's a couple storylines going on with those cards right now.
Right, absolutely.
Speaking of that, you must have knew. Another good setup. Tag titles are on the line. 4-way. We have Private Party, Kings of the Black Throne, the Outrunners, and the Acclaimed.
I like the Acclaimed. I am a big fan of Private Party and appreciate their title victory and appreciate AEW for making it happen. I think the King of Black Throne is really interesting and deserving. But I think the Outrunners are going to walk out as the new tag team champions.
Really?
I do.
Really? Listen, I'm not saying really as like Sean's crazy. I'm saying really because that's a short run then for Private Party. But
so is Jey Uso being Intercontinental Champion. Sometimes these things happen where you give somebody what the fans deserve, but you have plausible deniability. Yeah, we gave Private Party the titles. We gave Jey Uso the title. But you know what? It's time to get back. So I think that Tony Khan and the powers that be did the right thing with Private Party. I think it's the same situation with Jey Uso. Now they have a championship on their resume that they long overdue deserved. And I think now that we're going back to the pay-per-view, we're going to get back to business.
Can I tell you something I heard the other day that I never really thought of like that?
Mm-hmm.
Your first championship is never your real reign in pro wrestling.
Okay.
So you get the title the first time, but it's not until you get it back again that it's like, I believe in you now.
Right.
It's always a test run when you first get it. Like, Triple H, you can win it, not from Austin. You could be Foley for it the next night on Raw.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Then he loses the belt. Who did he lose it to? He lost it to Vince. Then he gets it back finally. Yeah.
Right.
And it's like, I beat Big Show this time. Now I'm running the show. Like, I always think about that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So, like, Jey Uso's Intercontinental title reign wasn't his real one. It was his test run.
But I do think, though, that resumes count. Like, we've talked about this before. I'm a big person about it now being undeniable. It's something that is on his resume. I think that's important. And I think it's important and amazing that Private Party has their tag titles on their resume.
Yeah. Let me see here. I'm just looking here. Someone said Kings of the Black Throne for the win. They are catching a little momentum, I've noticed. House of Black.
They are. Oh, and another prediction for this match. I think we're going to see the breakup of
the Acclaimed.
The Acclaimed. I think they break up in this match.
So you think Max Caster's going to end up rolling with MVP in them?
100%.
That's going to be so awkward.
100.
Do you remember what he said about Shelton Benjamin? I don't know if it was just him talking or trying to
talking. I think it's a fact of life at this point. Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think Max Caster's definitely joining the Hurt Syndicate. I think he needs the Hurt Syndicate, and I think the best days of the Acclaim are behind him. As much as I like them, because I think, contrary to popular belief, everybody does not love the Acclaim. I do, but everybody doesn't.
I think they've cooled off a little bit, though, since, oh, scissor me, dad. Since they be Swerving Our Glory.
They haven't cooled off a little bit. They've cooled off a lot.
And I do think you have potential stars here. Like I said, House of Black seem to have the momentum. Private Party are the champs. Outrunners, I see a chance for a great moment to be ruined here, actually.
And by the way, a sad thing, too, by the way.
I think FTR turns on them. I think FTR goes back to being healed. There's only so many times you can hear the promo about my family. No.
My baby daughter.
Yeah, now it's going to be, we got to kick your head in, bro. Because you're coming up here being goofy, and we don't like that.
By the way, Max Caster joining the Hurt Syndicate, going off, doing his thing. There's always a Shawn Michaels. There's always a Marty Jannetty.
The question is who?
You know who.
I compare them more to the New Age Outlaws.
Well,
if it doesn't work,
they're both mid-carders?
No. Max Caster's Road Dogg. He's great on the microphone, doing the hip hop thing and talking, not promo wise. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. He's comfortable on the microphone is what I'm saying. He knows how to be entertaining with that.
Imagine the raps that he could put together on his former tag team partner.
As a heel. Now, Anthony Bowens, I think, is better in ring, though. I find him way more entertaining to watch.
He is, but that's the thing. You have to be good. Look, wrestling, like Ricochet 101. Ricochet could be the best wrestler outside of Will Ospreay on the planet. He doesn't talk good, though.
I think that's in due time.
I think the brother needs to go to promo school.
If they add him, I don't think he'll need to. If they add him to this card against Kenosuke, I don't think he's walking out with the championship. We'll just say. I think it's going to be the epiphany he needs, or he'll get it after the C2 if he's in.
Well, he needs to join. I think somebody put it out there in the chat.
Is what I've been saying. As soon as he got that card.
Yeah, he needs to join the Hurt Syndicate ASAP.
The suit game.
He should have joined the Hurt Business 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was.
I think it's a very interesting thing to see because we've never seen him heel in a big company, and I don't think people know what they're going to expect from him as a heel.
Well, I want to imagine because the brother's cornier than the cornfield as a babyface. And what a sad thing would be, and I mean this in a complimentary way. What a sad thing it would be for somebody of Ricochet's talent level to never achieve the greatness that he should achieve because he's terrible on the microphone. That'll be a tragedy.
I don't think one thing ruins you though either. Like with him,
well,
if he,
what do you think has it? Let me ask you this. That's a great debate. What do you think has kept him from being world champion? It can't be because of what he does in the ring.
I mean, can I reverse it? Is Bobby Lashley a good promo?
Bobby Lashley's a terrible promo, but Bobby Lashley has people. Bobby Lashley is with the Hurt Business.
That's where I'm thinking this goes, though.
Yeah, okay.
He fits with the group. He's been doing all the. Listen, the brother's crazy. Let me tell you this. I don't know people who wear dress clothes or whatnot. The brother's been doing topes and jumping off the ropes and Stacey Adams hard bottoms. You are bugging, good sir. You are asking for an ankle to be rolled, but he's so good that he's like, I got it, bro. Mm-hmm. Trust.
He's out. Listen, Conrad, I hope you're not mistaken what I'm saying. I think Ricochet is outstanding. I just think that he needs promo help. And you're right. Put him with somebody who can talk. He's money.
Right. I hear you, E. Outrunners and FTR for the belts could happen down the line. Shelton, MVP, Lashley, Mercedes, Ricochet, Leo Rush.
Oh, if Mercedes joined the Hurt Syndicate, they turn into like the hottest.
He gave her a card too.
I know. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, bruh.
I'm just saying that's a deep group. And then I'm gonna need one of them like source photos where it was like, Black Mafia, like, hey, we here,
yeah. Like, I'm listen. We're talking about, you know what? We're talking about. I'm hesitating to say it, but I want to say it. I'm going with Shelton, MVP, Lashley, Mercedes, Ricochet, and Leo Rush. We're talking about a team.
He didn't put Max in there though.
I mean, I would switch Max Caster with Leo Rush. I mean, that's interchangeable. Or maybe. Oh, I'm getting excited about this one. Maybe Leo stays and Shelton goes.
No, I think you keep Shelton in that group.
Man. I'm just saying because the numbers, right? I want Max Caster in the Hurt Syndicate. So, okay, you keep Shelton and we got to get rid of Leo. My point is this, though. You give me a core of Lashley, Mercedes Moné, Ricochet, and MVP with Max Caster, or, you know what I'm saying? We're talking about one of the best factions in the business.
Yo, listen. Not even just that, bro. I want you to think about this. Matt brings up something good here, too. Stokely needs someone to manage. He doesn't have anybody.
Yeah.
None. Could you give him any one of those people and let him do? I liked him and Mercedes chemistry. I don't know if you peeped that, but they did a little like we're drinking soda video, and Mercedes was like, "You're gonna pay me, right?" And then he was like, "Yeah, don't say that on camera though." Yeah, so blah blah blah, and they had good chemistry. I was like, interesting.
Yeah, I feel you.
So I wonder if Stokely and Mercedes could work.
The only thing is, there's so many team options, but people who are already connected with people. Like if Mercedes joins the Hurt Syndicate, what happens to her and
Camille?
Camille. Like what happens with that?
Well, they're already on Splitsville.
Right.
Like, you know.
Well, is that official?
I'm just saying every week she's berating her now. Like,
no,
screwed up.
Bro, I'm with you 1,000%. I'm saying, but like, it's technically like, so maybe her joining the Hurt Syndicate could be like the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you could have Camille rebound from there.
Gotcha.
E says Max Caster's corny in every way.
No, he's
Max.
not.
Max is good. Well, I can see why some people don't like him though. Too.
Why would you not like him? He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. He's entertaining.
His social media presence, though, and how he comes off sometimes, I could see why people would be like, come on, Max.
He's a jerk, but that has nothing to do with wrestling.
Well, I don't know if he's being... See, I always question, is Max Caster being a heel, or is Max Caster... Like, you don't know with him.
Okay.
And maybe that's what he wants,
but saying Max Caster is corny in every way, that's just false.
Some people don't like him, though. So, like, I get it. With the raps, I think as a babyface, his raps got worse. Like,
okay.
But I took this week on Collision, his raps being worse as... He seemed like he didn't want to be out there with them.
Right. Deanna, I'm not skipping McKinney. Deanna, no.
No, not needed.
No, please no.
Let me see here. Max is going to join, but MVP reminds him of his words, and then they jump him, and then Bowens comes out to save, and then turn. Oh, he thinks it's a reversal.
So, double swervy, dervy. Okay.
Get you before you could get me.
Okay.
Rumor is an ex-WWE star is going to replace Camille and join Mercedes. I have not heard that yet.
Yeah, neither have I.
The Toxic Twins are coming along to join. Oh, the Renegade Twins. Yeah, they were fine, too. Mm-hmm. I heard they were supposed to do that, but then someone got injured. I didn't want to say it, but it comes in play.
No, I know you didn't say you wanted that, but like I'm saying, like I hope that does not happen. Like I'm because first of all, the chemistry between Swerve and Prince Nana is still magic.
It's there,
unless Prince Nana joins too.
Now we got managers joining, though.
I'm just saying.
It's about to be real February in AEW if that happens.
Well, I'm just saying it's about time somebody makes it February around here.
MJF who? Bam, bam, bam. Get him, boys. Get him.
There you go.
Speaking of that, that's our next matchup here. MJF and Roderick Strong. Sorry, Adam Cole, you failed to win your 3 consecutive matches. Is a pay-per-view match, but this is one that I think is well worthy of the match it's going to be given. I think this is going to be one of those tremendous in-ring bouts, and you're going to see why MJF is so good and why Roderick Strong is so good.
Adam! MJF wins.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm more curious in the Kyle O'Reilly effect here with those 3 in. Are they going to reunite? And I don't think Bobby Fish is coming back, y'all. So let me just end that now. Undisputed Elite.
You never know.
See, ours is different. We had that little ting in there.
Yes.
Dun, 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 ting.
That's it. That's so right. It's the same song.
Ours is a little different.
Ding 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 ding. Little ding.
Mercedes Moné.
Speaking of never ending.
What, this feud or?
No, speaking. I love Mercedes Moné, but I'm not a big fan of this particular edification of her, or like this particular persona. Obviously, Mercedes wins. I just want it to get exciting again. I need a challenger that makes me think twice.
Who would make you think twice, though?
Britt Baker made me think twice.
See, Britt Baker did not do that for me.
Okay.
I actually think she's fallen down a little bit here on the import. I think she stayed out too long from that back injury, and I know that may not be her fault, but
well, I mean, there's not many people. To your point, I think that's the point you were trying to make. But we want it to stay interesting. Maybe Camille will be the one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why does Kyle have trust issues with Adam Cole cueing their entire ROH rivalry? That
exactly. You're so right.
E coming in harsh on the doctor.
I mean, Britt Baker's still a talented female in this industry. She might have lost some steam. I agree, but she's still dope, though. I like her.
Now, this next match has me worried a little bit. Not because of the Slim Jim suit that Bobby Lashley has on, but Swerve Strickland put out a tweet today. Those Hurt Syndicate beatings take a toll.
It could mean that he's about to take some time off.
Could mean that. I don't know how bad the injury is or if this is going to require surgery.
No, I mean, are you asking if you think the match is going to actually happen? I think the match happens, but I think it happens and it sends him away. I've been worried about that too. I think Swerve is going to take some time off.
Well, remember when he was gone for a little bit and everyone wondered what happened? Well,
I thought that was more kayfabe.
What, that he took the time off?
Talking about after the Page no holds barred match?
Yeah, or was it? Yeah, he did that match. Yes, because that was right after the Danielson.
Yeah. I think that was more kayfabe. I think that was more like storyline where he played it. I mean, they both took a beating, but I think him being out a couple of weeks was storyline. I think something's really going on now. I think there's a chance that Bobby Lashley might, storyline-wise, destroy him on Saturday.
Lashley should get the win, too.
He should get the win, but what I'm trying to say is he might get a devastating win that sends Swerve into a little bit of a, time away.
Let me tell you this. Lashley don't got a lot of time, y'all. If you're going to do something with him with the belt, go. Yeah. Yeah. Go now and do it now. You don't have much time. But I think the Hurt Syndicate's been one of the most interesting things on TV. Look at how Sean just talked about it for most of this time. I just think that's what people are very interested in. And main event, Jon Moxley, Orange Cassidy. Try to tell a story here of Orange stepping up.
Yeah. I'm going to say Moxley obviously wins. That doesn't mean that I'm saying that I have anything against Orange Cassidy. I think Orange Cassidy, and especially this new wave of Orange Cassidy, is pretty cool. But clearly Moxley wins. I think the only question is if we see the higher power, if there is one.
Right. If there is, presents a lot of questions, and then it makes you wonder, well, then if not now, then who's next?
But here's the thing, though, and it's hard because what I'm saying sounds disrespectful, and I don't mean it that way. It's Moxley versus Orange Cassidy. Respectfully, right? Respectfully. Don't you need something a little? Don't you need some sauce?
I think they'll find a way to bring some sauce into this. I don't know how they do it, but I just don't know where they go from here with this whole Moxley's taking over the company and I want everyone to step up. Like that's what it feels like it is now. Is Moxley wants everyone to step up and I'm the champion you need. Mm-hmm. But where does this group go later on? We don't have to answer this right now, but think in your head. When Moxley loses the title, what is this group then?
Right.
What happens?
No, it's a good rhetorical question. I agree, and it's something we can ponder.
Yeah. And then, like I said, after this, we're going to be focused on the C2, where it's going to start in Chicago for that Dynamite show. And we've got Dynamite coming up this week.
Yes, sir.
So make sure you guys check us out for the review. We'll have Wheeler Yuta, Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin versus Claudio, Statlander versus Shida, All-Star 8-man tag. CMLL peeps will be in AEW as well. And Big Boom AJ will be live. So he's getting to appear on TNT, or excuse me, I almost said TNT, TBS.
Yeah, and make sure you guys watch because this is going to be the go-home show for Full Gear, and make sure you're nowhere else but here on the EPW channel for Conrad and Derek as they wrap it up around 10 p.m.
And then the next night, come on over to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly where we will be live to put in our work and talk a little bit about the Survivor Series.
Yes, the Survivor Series, which has now become Fall Brawl.
I wanted to hit that jazzy theme that they used to hit, man.
Yep.
Hurt Syndicate versus Death Riders would be money. I could see that being the possible matchup here. Yeah, at this point, what is this? Mercedes could drop the belt to Statlander, put some life into the division. She'll be New Japan champ. Let Mercedes plot to get the title back as she joins the Hurt Syndicate.
McKinney on his birthday dropping some logic about the women's title. That does make a little sense. I'm not going to cap. I don't think it happens, but it does make sense.
It doesn't hurt. The higher power should be Kenny Omega. He didn't like the way the company was going as the EVP, so he helped Mox.
The higher power, Clown, I like it. I like it. Kenny Omega wouldn't be a bad choice, but I think it should be either Shane McMahon, which I doubt, or Edge.
Made the last few minutes of Clash going to rewatch at some point. We'd love to hear your thoughts, Doug.
I appreciate you.
I will let Sean take us out of here as he wraps it up.
Conrad, always a pleasure. My brother, Chat, always a pleasure, guys. Always happy to have you guys here, guys and ladies in the building. We appreciate you both, all of you guys. Listen, Clash of the Podcast has been going strong for a long time, and it doesn't happen without you guys. So thankful, or very thankful you guys are here every Monday night. The loyalty, the appreciation, we certainly appreciate it, and we certainly do not take it for granted. So make sure you check out Conrad and Derek this coming Wednesday at 10 p.m. right here exclusively on the Everything Pro Wrestling channel as they wrap up a week in AEW as they talk about Dynamite, the go-home show of Full Gear. Make sure you're at the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel. Make sure you set your notifications and subscribe this Thursday evening at 8:35 p.m. Myself, Conrad, and Crystal, a special edition of Clash of the Podcast on HWW over on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel. And as always remember that we appreciate and are very dedicated to giving you the best in the world of professional wrestling podcasting anywhere in the world. So we'll see you Wednesday over on Conrad's channel. We'll see you Thursday on my channel. And, of course, we'll see you, God willing, next week, Monday night, 6:05, for our review show of Full Gear right here on Clash of the Podcast. God bless. Be encouraged. Evil never prevails. Peace.